Hi guys, welcome back to the Astrology. First of all, sincere apologies that I'm delayed in terms of recording the April monthly reading video for you guys Virgos. You can watch this both from a rising as well as from a moon sign standpoint. My dog has been not well. He was in the hospital and I had to attend on him. Unfortunately, I got delayed. I had recorded from Pisces to Sagittarius and that very afternoon. That situation happened until he was operated. We were not in a situation to get him back, and I was not in the absolute focus to do these recordings. But as we get started, thank you for your patience. A lot of you have messaged me that, Dave, did you forget? No, I did not. We are going to be talking about the April monthly reading. We are delayed by a few days, and for the rest of the folks, I'm doing the reverse order. So for the rest of the folks, I know I'm running behind, but I will close this as soon as I can. Now, without further ado, folks, let's jump into the chart and see what's happening in the month of April. So, guys, there is still a cloud of planets sitting in the sign of Pisces, and that is in your seventh house. So a lot of action happening for you guys, Virgos, there. First and foremost, Sun is in Pisces till April 12th, and then he is going to be getting into its sign of exaltation in your eighth house. So it's a challenging situation to be in because I am never a fan of luminaries coming into the eighth house. But still, Sun coming into exaltation, maybe it is going to brighten some things for you there. We are going to discussing that. Venus in exaltation in Pisces, it will become direct from April 12th. But before that, Mercury is going to become direct. It is going to move in a progressive direction from April 7th. So that niche bhanga of Mercury continues the debilitation cancellation because of the presence of Venus. And both of them are giving an aspect back to your first house. So Mercury is giving an exalted aspect whilst Venus is giving that debilitated aspect back onto you. We have to figure out as to what it does to your personality, to your emotions during this phase. Mars, it has come into the sign of Cancer already. It is in your 11th house. Important movement for you. He's your 8th lord and your 3rd lord. So it's an important movement there. Wish fulfillment are going to materialize this month for you. Jupiter is in Rohini Nakshatra and it is going to be coming in Vrikshara from April 10th onwards. He is in your 9th house. Important. And he is in a Parivartan yoga with your Venus, which is absolutely critical. Once Venus becomes direct, I think that is where you are going to see a lot more impact of Parivartan coming into play for you. And then Rahu continues in the nakshatra of Jupiter in Purv Bhadrapada. That is what Saturn is also into. It is in combustion right now, but then Saturn will come into the Uttara. He himself is the ruler of that nakshatra, guys, and that transit is going to happen on 27th of April, whilst Ketu is in the nakshatra of Surya in Uttara Falguni nakshatra. And he's going to continue in terms of transiting into the sign of Leo later in the same nakshatra itself. So that is pretty interesting for you folks. First and foremost, I think we must talk about your Lagna Lord, which is your Mercury, your first Lord. And again, Virgos, you can watch this video both from a ascendant rising as well as from a moon sign perspective. You are going to have similar perspective. It's better for you to understand from your chart perspective, which is a stronger one to get an analysis. Otherwise, I recommend you watching from both moon as well as from rising. So if you are a Virgo moon and let's say Pisces rising, you should watch Pisces and Virgo videos both. Now, for your Lagna Lord, for Mercury getting into debilitation and that too in retrogression is not a great thing. I think you would have felt some level of slowdown happening. It would have impacted some level of your relationships too. Yes, Venus was sitting here in exaltation, but it's not at all a comfortable situation with so many planets coming into your seventh house itself. I wouldn't be surprised, Virgos, if you see a lot of action happening in your business partnerships, in your personal relationship as well. But you have to have patience. You should not be getting impatient at this point in time because your partners are also going to be, they are trying to support you. It's just that your partners are Jupiter. They are denoted by Jupiter and they are in Parivartan Yoga. So they are in a positive yoga for you. And things from a Jupiter standpoint are going to only get better for you, Virgos. So you will have to trust your partners there. Yes, there is a cloud of planets sitting in your seventh. There could be some level of anxiety that could creep in, but you have to remember the fact that whether or not you're judging your relationship from a business standpoint or from a personal relationship standpoint, there is there is only getting better from here. So that's the first important message I would want you to carry with yourself. Then you have to also see that your lucky lord, he is getting the Neech Bhanga. He is going to get direct from April 7th, whilst he is going to get a better support from that Venus once he becomes direct as well. So again, that positivity is going to come into play. The challenges that have come with Saturn's movement into the seventh house, he is the lord of your sixth coming into seventh. Remember that. So challenges are coming because of that Saturn. And that is why you might feel that there is so much action, there is so much happening in your relationship, in your partnership, so to speak. But that is because of that Saturn's transit. And Saturn is also the lord of your fifth house. So this also brings opportunities for people who are single, or even if you are married, it could bring the risk of some kind of a situationship coming into your marital relationship as well. So you'll have to be cognizant from both of those angles. However, before I jump into that bit, I want to draw your attention that both Venus and Mercury are giving an aspect back to your first house itself, which means this Mercury is going to very quickly enable you to help you shine, make right business decisions, make you the right calls from a health perspective as well. And even from a partnership standpoint with your spouse, with your business partners, with the larger forum in the market, you are going to be able to strike that balance. Mercury is going to give an exalted aspect to yourself, whilst your partnering house will also be shining and giving the niche Panga to Mercury as well. So you see that balance in the 1-7 axis is definitely coming into play, but that retrogression thing has to come to an end. So I see the shift happening after the first week of April as you transit into the second week and third week, and henceforth there is going to be a remarkable improvement on the quality of what you're going to experience in the month of April. So that's a very important shift coming in for you. Then we have to also understand here that Mercury is also the ruler of your 10th house, and the 10th lord being 10 places away from itself, Bhavarth Bhavam concept coming into play. It's a good movement, albeit it's a current debilitated movement, but that retrogression is the one which is bothering me, to be honest, from that perspective. And there could be that level of indecisiveness and stuff, but you will have to trust the judgments that you've made in the long run. Do not make any drastic shifts at this point in time. It is going to be in a positive direction for you. Now, Sun on the other side is the lord of your 12th house. He's the lord of your expenses, and he has come into the seventh house. He's come into an exaltation. Sorry, he will come into an exaltation in the second half of the month, but he's come into an eighth movement. So there could be some level of rise in expenses coming in your business itself, but it is also possible that there could be some sort of critical situation brewing up in your marital side of things too. So you will have to make sure that you find that balance, keep your ego in check. See, too many planets sitting in the seventh is never good from a marital relationship perspective. It's not good from any partnership standpoint for that matter. And at least for the next 2 months or for the last few weeks until the next couple of months, it's going to be a little tricky until these planets disperse themselves from there. So you'll have to practice that patience during this phase. Then you have to also understand that once Sun transits into its exaltation, though it is coming into the eighth house, you are going to be shining in terms of the Preet Raju coming into play for you. So the 12th Lord is coming into the eighth house. After some sort of a turbulence, after some sort of a difficulty, you are going to see positive culminations coming into play. Your expenses are going to turn out into that sudden gain that you will see that is going to materialize for you. So that is a good thing that should happen, but at the same time I would warn you that there is so much happening in your seventh house. Any kind of difficult situations arising from a marital relationship perspective should be kept in check. When Sun comes into the eighth house, it is going to bring you in touch with extremely powerful people in the society, in the community, and it could also bring some strong unwanted connections into play, or some sort of a play can come from government organizations, from the government sector in general as well, which could be tricky for you. Remember, Sun is giving a debilitated aspect back to the second house. So that is where I would want you to lie low, not be too aggressive, especially this is the taxation season here in US. I'm not sure about other regions in the world, but if you are involved in any kind of activities where you have to interface with the government organization at this point in time, you can anticipate some of that shift coming in your life. So just be watchful, be careful as to how you tread the tracks. Now, coming back to Saturn, we've done a very detailed video last week where we've talked about Saturn's transit into Pisces and how it's going to be impacting you for the next 2.5 years. I highly recommend you to spend some time and watch those videos as well, because it is going to give you a lot of clarity. And I again recommend you to watch both from a rising as well as moon standpoint, so you can combine the readings together and see how it fits best for you, because I don't have a view of what is the quality of your natal chart in itself, so it's hard for me to give you an exact recommendation. But you have to remember, guys, that this Saturn is the lord of your sixth house. He's currently in combustion, but it is in combination with a Rahu in your seventh house. So a lot of you could see extreme disruption in your marital life. Virgos, Rahu has this tendency of exploding things, and the malefic like Saturn present into your seventh house can cause lots of disturbances there. So you will have to watch the situations extremely carefully. I will recommend you to not jump into any kind of decisions during this period. And for the next 60 days, at least be watchful with respect to how you conduct, how you express yourself with your partner. The same applies for your business goals as well. Do not just judge your partners too soon, too quickly, because that sort of a confusion could come into play into your dealings. And you will realize this pretty soon as Rahu also moves out into the 11th house and Saturn is the only planet left there. There will be a lot of positivity that will transpire in your relationships, in your partnerships itself. See, Saturn gets naturally exalted in the seventh house, and that is a beautiful movement for you guys, Virgos, because when he is sitting in Pisces, he will get a natural exaltation. So that settlement will come into play. That uneasiness that you might be sensing right now, it will already wave off. Now, for the people who are single, this is also an opportunity for you to identify or take your relationship to fruition in some sort of an activity. If you've been in a relationship, you could materialize your marriage, but April is not the month for it. I would want you to be patient, especially in the last part of April when that nakshatra transit also happens with Saturn. That is going to be like the dawn of better period from relationships perspective for you guys. So you will feel comfortable there. From a health perspective, your partner could see some kind of challenges coming in your way. You are going to face challenges later on in the month or in the next month onward. So I'll still recommend you to be careful with respect to your health. Follow a good regimen. It is going to be extremely important. Sun is coming into the house of exaltation in the second half of the month. So I think overall it is going to impact positively from a longevity standpoint. That is going to be a good movement there. Now, we must talk about Jupiter as well here, because everything is happening in your seventh house with respect to your partnerships, both professional and personal. Jupiter is also the lord of your fourth house, and that's such a beautiful movement that it is sitting in the ninth house. It's like the natural lordship, rulership of Jupiter being there. So it's a good placement for you guys, Virgos. After all the turbulences that you're facing, after all the challenges that you've been facing, Virgos, Jupiter is giving that a lot of respite to your life. And it is only going to get better. It's only going to get better once you find that Venus also becomes direct for you. Venus is the lord of your second house and your ninth house in the seventh. So it's a very good placement. Fortune is going to favor you. Your savings are only going to improve. You are going to do better. Venus is going to Jupiter is going to be start acting better in that Parivartan Yoga, in that exchange yoga with Venus once he is getting direct. Again, I cannot iterate it enough. From second week of April onwards, you are going to see an upward ticking graph coming into play, which is going to be a positive thing for you. The other bit that you will realize is that this Jupiter is giving an aspect to your first house itself, to your third house, and to your fifth house. So creativity will be on the rise. You will be securing a lot of ideas, that too in partnership with your business partners, with your spouse. So that thing will be on the rise for you. There is a lot of focus on you yourself during this phase, but at the same time we notice that because Jupiter is going to be coming into the Mrikshatra for you, which means Mars is also going to get activated highly. He's the Lord of your third house sitting in your 11th and the Lord of your eighth house sitting in your 11th. That yes, it is in debilitation. But this Mars has come into the house of gains. You are going to see that slowly and steadily, you are going to be working towards materializing your profits. You are going to be working towards materializing your gains. And that is where I would want you to be careful because, see, what does debilitation mean? It means that the negative energies of Mars should not be heightened. If you are watching this video, you've come to Dev Astrology because you want to learn to rule your chart. That is your objective, guys. Third Lord coming into 11, you are going to be taking measures by yourself. You are going to take matters in your own hands and try and achieve the positive outcomes that you desire. You are going to work in isolation for long hours, research on subjects where you want to succeed, and you are going to be focused towards achieving higher goals or whatever targets that you have set for yourself. Remember, this Mars is going to be giving an aspect to your second house as well. It is going to keep you frugal. It is going to help you spend on the right places. So that's a good bit. But more importantly, it's giving an exalted aspect to your fifth house. Creativity is going to be on the rise. Your efforts are going to be on the rise. Startup initiatives are going to be on the rise. But at the same time, I would want you to be watchful with respect to how you express yourself to your kids during this period, how aggressive you get towards your romantic pursuits during this period. Students watching this video are going to find excellent opportunity in the month of April, even in May, guys, for you to focus your energies in whatever goals, targets, charter you've set for yourself, whatever competitive examinations you are preparing, you want to succeed in those areas. April and May is an excellent opportunity for you guys to succeed in that direction as well. So that is another positive thing coming out of the month of April because of this Mars transit. So you see, there is so much movement happening. I know there has been a high level of confusion for you, Virgos. There is a high level of insanity almost because the planets are in your 1-7 axis. It's not an easy placement to be in, and especially if you are in a dasha antardasha period, which is tough, it can get crazy. But if you have a decent dasha, you will still be able to maintain that composure, that calm attitude in your mind. I must call this out to you. You will see a shift. You will see a positive uptick week over week as you progress ahead. Every week is going to allude to a lot of positivity. It is going to bring in success for you. Please do not rush in terms of taking any kind of negative calls, especially in your marital situation, in your partnerships, because that is not the right call. You might regret making negative calls with your partners. Trust your partners, trust your partnerships. It's going to be critical. And you are going to find a renewed success in the long term. You are going to get a lot of respect from the market as well over a period of time. So I think Virgos, this is going to be a period where you are going to evolve better. April is going to be a decent month for you. It'll just get better with time. If you've enjoyed watching this video, then you must smash on that like button, subscribe to Dev Astrology, and keep watching. Om Namah Shivaya.